We have therefore sent Judah and Sila, who are also confirming this by the word of mouth. Okay, so we sent more witnesses to confirm that this is what we sent these guys to do. Okay? For it seemed good to the set-apart spirit and to us to lay upon you no greater burden than these necessities. So now he's saying, okay, these 4 things that were mentioned earlier, now the letter's going out. Now you abstain from what is offered to idols, and blood, what is strangled, and whoring. Okay, and if you keep yourselves from these, you shall be doing well, be strong. So he's saying, look, again, these guys were sent to communicate, this is your initial responsibility in order to go and hear Moses preached. In other words, you can't be listening to whatever, Chemosh, Dagon, whoever, Baal, and coming and listening to Moses preached. Because as we talked about in the last part, if you're new, go back and listen to the last part, part 6, where I went through this. These are the things that would happen when you went to a pagan temple. You would do something that was idolatry, blood, they would strangle the animal, you drink the blood, and you'd probably have a temple prostitute that you would interact with. This is all pagan temple stuff. It wasn't just random 4 things. There were 4 things literally all connected, okay? So he was basically saying, and I've said this to you too, if you want to come and listen to me, my recommendation is listen to only me for a period of time to figure out what you want to do with that. But if you're listening to me and 5 other people, then it's all noise. Pick one. I don't even care if it's me. Pick anyone. Listen to that one enough to figure out if that's where you're supposed to be. And then try something else and listen to that. But don't listen to, you can't hear anything listening to 6 people at the same time. Because you know what you're gonna end up doing? Well, I like what this one said about the Sabbath, and I like what this one said about tithing, and I like what this one said about divorce, and I like what this one said about forgiveness. Now what do you got with that? What you have there is the ministry of you. Because you went and found what you wanted. And you can find whatever you want. There's enough teaching out there to have somebody teach what you want. Okay? Are you looking for actual anointed voices of the Father? Are you actually looking for that Ephesians 4:11 person? Are you? I don't know. This is the metaphor, This is a picture for what we're doing today. Look, we have to understand that when we read Scripture, it's written as examples for us today. And so we're to look at it and say, okay, what is it that's in here that applies to us today? How do we apply this? What is this? How does this relate? And so what's happening here relates to us because we don't have the pagan temples like they had then. I mean, they're there, they're out there, but it's not in abundance in every town the way it was then, okay? And they don't necessarily do these rituals. They still exist in some places, but not the common abundance that it was in towns then, okay? Where it was like even the primary thing happening in some towns. And so he was saying, look, this minimum table fellowship ruling is to say, look, for us to interact, you go listen to Moses preached, you stop doing these 4 things, and then figure out where you want to go from there. You can go back to the pagan temple if you want, or you can give that up completely and now move into Torah observance. But we're not going to expect you to be completely Torah observant just because you got excited hearing somebody preach on a Saturday because they went to the Sabbath and heard stuff being preached. And just because you got excited about it means you know about this much. Not even, a tiny little bit. And some of you had that same experience. You found me on a teaching, got excited about it, but you still only knew this little bit. And then some people, once they started listening more, it was too much and they quit. It was a little bit more reality than they wanted, or just didn't match what they wanted to believe. But you have to go through your own journey of figuring it out.